Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you've been struggling for years with that thick, sticky, absolutely exhausting feeling of having something permanently caught in your throat, man, I hear you. It's incredibly frustrating to finally seek relief from a doctor only to just be waved off, right? You're told, oh, it's just allergies, or, well, it's a natural part of aging. You get handed some antihistamines, pushed out the door, and sent on your way feeling completely unheard. Have you actually been told your throat mucus is just a natural part of aging? It is deeply, deeply disheartening to leave a rushed, maybe 8-minute consultation with useless prescriptions and absolutely zero real answers. You go home feeling like you just have to accept this constant discomfort for the rest of your life. But in this explainer, we're going to uncover the medical truth that your doctor frankly just didn't have the time to share. Because trust me, this isn't just aging, and it certainly isn't some untreatable allergy. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, the overlooked throat problem. Then, cause 1, declining cleaning system. Cause 2, silent reflux. Cause 3, surprising medication side effects. Cause 4, hidden chronic dehydration. And finally, 3 questions to take control. Let's get right to it. So, starting off with section 1, the overlooked throat problem. The toll this condition takes on your daily life is honestly severe. It's that constant morning hoarseness, the sheer embarrassment of hacking and coughing at family dinners, and honestly the way it just drains your spirit day after day. To understand what's actually going wrong here, I want you to imagine the back of your throat as a tube. Now, in a totally healthy state, this tube is coated with a thin, clear fluid that's healthy mucus. Think of it exactly like engine oil that keeps the gears of a car running perfectly smoothly. It's absolutely essential lubrication. But when this system fails, which actually happens a lot after age 55, this fluid becomes incredibly thick, sticky, and, well, stagnant. It just pools up instead of flowing nicely. So why exactly does this happen? That brings us to section 2, cause number 1, a declining cleaning system. If we literally zoom into the microscopic world inside your airway, we find this fascinating biological mechanism that most people have never even heard of. Your airways are lined with millions of tiny, microscopic hair-like structures called cilia. I want you to picture a beautiful wheat field blowing perfectly in unison in the wind. That is exactly how your cilia move, constantly sweeping mucus outward so it doesn't pool up. But as we pass age 55, or maybe due to past smoking habits, super dry winter heating, or even certain medications, the sweeping motion slows way, way down. That beautiful coordination basically breaks, and the mucus just sits there and stagnates instead of naturally clearing out. But hey, the good news here is you can actually help your exhausted cilia recover. Restoring moisture is the very first scientifically backed step to take. Honestly, simply placing a humidifier right in your bedroom can make a staggering difference in just a few days. Secondly, doing a saline nasal wash using body temperature salt water every morning and every night, well, that actually thins out the mucus and washes away those irritants. It's incredibly simple, it costs practically nothing, and it has absolutely zero side effects. Moving right along to section 3, cause number 2, silent reflux. So as we age past 55, your lower esophageal sphincter, which is basically just the little muscle ring between your stomach and your esophagus, naturally begins to loosen up. And that allows stomach acid to easily creep upwards. Now, this brilliantly illustrates why doctors miss this diagnosis so often. Classic acid reflux gives you really obvious heartburn and indigestion, right? But silent reflux, also known as LPR, is entirely different. Stomach acid reaches the delicate throat area without causing any heartburn at all. None. Your throat senses this acid attack, and as a defense mechanism, it overproduces thick mucus just to protect its lining. So that super annoying post-meal throat clearing or morning hoarseness, yeah, that's actually your body fighting an invisible acid attack. Doctors rarely have the time to explain all of this in an 8-minute visit, but the fix really just involves practical, everyday lifestyle tweaks. First off, use gravity to your advantage. Stay upright for at least 2 hours after eating. No lying on the couch. Second, actually elevate the head of your bud by about 15 to 20 centimeters. And finally, try to limit things that relax that stomach muscle. We're talking coffee, fatty foods, and chocolate, especially right around dinner time. These small gravity-based changes can really work absolute wonders. All right, section 4, cause number 3, surprising medication side effects. Now, this is frankly the most shocking cause of the whole bunch, and it's hiding right inside the daily medicine cabinets of countless adults over 55. Take a look at this staggering statistic. Up to 20% of patients, so literally 1 in 5 people taking a very common type of blood pressure medication called ACE inhibitors, actually experience chronic throat mucus and coughing. Crazy, right? Why? Because these drugs cause a massive buildup of a substance called bradykinin in the airway lining. It constantly irritates the throat, leading to this relentless overproduction of mucus. And yet, patients and even doctors often just assume it's allergies for literally years. Okay, so the absolutely crucial point here is this. Please do not ever stop your heart or blood pressure medications on your own. That is incredibly dangerous. Instead, I really want to empower you to advocate for yourself. Have a real talk with your doctor. There are alternative medications out there, like ARBs, that provide the exact same cardiovascular benefits without causing that bradykinin buildup and all that miserable throat mucus. You have a right to a good quality of life, for sure.
Which brings us to section 5. Cause number 4. Hidden chronic dehydration.
As we age, our body's internal signaling systems undergo some pretty dramatic changes. Think back to when you were 25. Your brain's thirst sensor instantly and perfectly detected water loss. You felt thirsty, you drank water, boom, done. But by age 65, the sensitivity of this sensor is dramatically reduced. It basically goes completely numb, completely masking your dehydration. By the time an older adult actually feels thirsty, they are already severely dehydrated. And remember that engine oil metaphor from earlier? Well, when your body lacks water, that mucus becomes incredibly thick, super sticky, and virtually impossible to clear.
Because of this, you simply cannot rely on feeling thirsty anymore. You need a proactive daily hydration schedule aiming for about 1.5 to 2 liters a day. Make a habit of having a glass right upon waking up, before every single meal, mid-afternoon, and right before bed. And please be warned, caffeinated drinks like green tea and coffee, they actually act as diuretics. They actively steal water from your body. So if you enjoy them, which hey, most of us do, you absolutely must drink extra plain water to compensate and keep your throat naturally lubricated.
All right, let's wrap this up with section 6, 3 questions to take control. Let's see how all of this builds into a real-life success story so you can shift gears into finding solutions and take full control of your health. This is a direct quote from 72-year-old Shoji-san. Now, for 24 agonizing months, she suffered from what she was told was a chronic sinus infection. She started avoiding her family, deeply embarrassed by her constant throat clearing, even hiding in the bathroom during meals. It's heartbreaking. But once her doctor actually stopped and listened, they discovered she was on an ACE inhibitor and had silent reflux. So they switched her medication, elevated the head of her bed, and focused on proactive hydration. Just 3 weeks later, she completely reclaimed her family life, sitting at the table, laughing, and even singing with her grandchildren. And you can absolutely have this success too. Seriously, grab a pen and paper right now. Here are 3 specific, highly actionable questions you need to ask your doctor to break the cycle of those dismissive 8-minute consultations. Ready? 1. Could my blood pressure or heart medications actually be causing this mucus? 2. Is it possible I have silent reflux or LPR even though I never really get heartburn? And 3. Could hidden chronic dehydration or dry air just be the root cause of my airway inflammation? Remember, you are the expert on your own body. Do not be afraid to ask these questions. I'll leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Honestly, how many clinics have you visited without getting a real solid answer? The medical system is incredibly rushed these days, but your comfort and your happiness truly matter. Go ahead and share your exhausting journeys in the comments below. I guarantee you'll quickly see you are definitely not alone in this fight. And please, do share this explainer with any loved ones who might be silently suffering from the exact same embarrassment. Empower them to ask the right questions and finally reclaim their health. Thanks for joining me today.